And we are live, guys. Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Masharia Warunge. I have seen that several people online, four people actually. I see Monene, Victor. Hey, the other people, I don't see their names, but thank you so much for being here. Tonight, we have important things to discuss with you. I'm broadcasting to you live from Nairobi. This is very nice weather today. It was raining in the morning, just got some rain. This is the first raindrops we have received in 3 months. So we need a lot more rain than that, people. Okay. Yeah, we want to grow vegetables so that we can feed the people of Africa. If you, I'm not able to do this on WhatsApp. You know, I'm not able to do live streaming on WhatsApp. I don't know, but I've sent you the PowerPoint right here on WhatsApp, which you can download, and we shall go through the PowerPoint one by one by one. All right. So I would like you to go to your WhatsApp, get your PowerPoint. It's called Freedom of Money. Today we're talking about freedom of money. So if you're online and you're on WhatsApp, please type message that we are on WhatsApp. Let me see where. We are on WhatsApp. I'm typing here on WhatsApp saying that we are on YouTube now live. What I intend to do is go through the PowerPoint one by one, and I'll be telling you what slide number we are. Mhm. We're on YouTube. Let me write. We are on YouTube live. Okay, and I will send the link again so that you can have it. Uh, all right. That's the wrong one. I will send the link again. It's here. YouTube Freedom of Money. So take that YouTube Freedom of Money and start it right now. If you're having if you're having trouble starting the YouTube channel, just let me know by typing on YouTube. Let me know if we are together. Can you all hear me? And if you can hear me, say yes. Type on YouTube. If But I want us to go through that PowerPoint one by one by one. Yeah, I'm not able to screencast it because YouTube discontinued screencasting by Hangouts. YouTube discontinued screencasting by Hangouts. Now, nonetheless, we shall go. Now, I believe you have your PowerPoint, and let's wait for another 2 minutes. So at 6:05, exactly 6:05 p.m. East African time, we shall start going through the YouTube. And today we are speaking, very important topic is about freedom of money. Now I see about 7 people online. Uh, Makesh Kuhan is asking why not increase UBN rate. It's coming, my friend. We're going to increase it. Caroline, greetings, family. Thank you so much, Caroline. I can see you on YouTube. If everyone could come to YouTube, then perhaps we can have a conversation. But the much more important is to open your PowerPoint on your machine, whether you're on a cell phone. Open your PowerPoint so we can talk about it, right? Open your PowerPoint, freedom of money, so we can talk about it. Go all the way down to the last slide. Okay, that is really what I would like us to discuss today. We're going to be starting in 2 minutes. So we have Victor Monene online. We have Mahesh Kuhan. He's asking why not increase the rate of UBN. Don't worry, UBN rate is going to increase very soon. We're gathering our momentum. Caroline, thank you for coming online. I don't know if YouTube allows people to talk back so that they can share the conversation, share the discussion. Yes. Um, hmm. Okay. Oh, we have been on 4 minutes and 21 seconds. So I'll go straight to the slides. I think I'll read the slides from the phone itself, because when I read the phone from the phone, I can also see myself online. Now it's getting dark here. It's about, of course, it's about 6:05, 6 p.m. East Africa. It's nice sundown, and the weather is very good today because we received some rain after a long drought. I believe that very soon things will be changing. And today, we are going to be talking about Dominion now. It's exactly 6:05 p.m. Let's get started. So this morning, Caroline approached me and asked me whether I could do the masterclass, and I said, sure, 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 sure. Because I want us to talk about freedoms. It seems to me that we have not, as Africans or Black people, we have not understood that we have freedom. We are waiting for someone else to come and give us permission to do what God told us to do from the beginning. My name is Dr. Mashari Warungi. I'm the president of Ubrika. Ubrika is an acronym for Ustawi Biomedical Research, Innovation, and Industrial Centers of Africa. That is a statement of purpose to, to transform Africa into an industrial nation, particularly in biomedicine. So the name is Ustawi Biomedical Research and Innovation and Industrial Centers of Africa. So you can hear there is um, biomedical. We are doing very badly in medicine. We're so far behind everybody else. And of course, we hear that Africa accounts for 93% of the burden of disease in the world. Africa accounts for 93% of the burden of disease in the world, and we are just accepted. We don't know that we have the power to change that. Now, innovation, research, innovation and research, we don't do much of that. And so, if we don't do that, we cannot develop industries. And so, that is very serious. So today, we get together again to make Africa greater. Let's make Africa greater. Thank you so much, Caroline, for inviting me to be here, and everyone else who is online. Um, Caroline asking, is there any plan to back up uh, Ubicorn with African minerals? We'll get there in a minute. So let's go to slide number 2. Slide number 2 says, take dominion. Take dominion. That is what God said. This is coming from Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. For the New International Version, I put it there. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals and all the creatures that move along the ground. So, power was given to us from the very beginning to take dominion. Did we take dominion? No. What do you hear in Africa? Excuses. People saying African leaders, African this. So everybody is blaming someone else, but not themselves. So we have to ask ourselves, what is the role of yourself? Mhm. Dominion is the simplest in its simplest form is power. So when we blame other people for things we are supposed to do, we disempower ourselves. Dominion in its simplest form is power, authority, or control over something or someone. We don't want to have control over someone. We want to have control over something, things that you yourself have control over, but you're not aware. It is the ability to request and command and expect fulfillment of that appeal. Do we do that? No, we complain and complain and complain, saying the Europeans did this to us, slavery, the colonialism, and all that stuff. There's, none of that stuff is going to help you achieve anything. What we have to do is take dominion, which was already given to us by God, and then we just let it go. Yeah, to have dominion is to rule, is to be in charge. Mhm. So we have to ask ourselves. Now we go to slide number 3. What is dominion? Dominion is understanding that you can do what God said you can do. You have the power within yourself. Having dominion is having what God said you can have. Dominion is being what God said you can be, regardless of what things look like, seem like, sound like, or appear like. We have the power. That's what I would like to remind us all here. We're not going to make Africa great or greater without that basic understanding. Dominion begins with you. You will never be able to exercise power or authority over anything until you have first conquered yourself. That is the so the African problem we have right now is to believe that someone else has power. It's called appeal to authority. Appeal to authority. I'll tell you what was said by Bennett 2019. Appeal to authority. is to believe that someone else has the power. That person who has the power is the one who we appeal to find out. Every time here in Africa, we are asking for permission. We are waiting for permission. We are waiting. So everybody else is asking, what is wrong in Africa? Why aren't Africans moving? Why don't they adopt technology? Right now, I can tell you, there is very little adoption of internet in the universities in Africa. Information technology does not help us because everyone, let's say, students themselves, they write their homework on paper, and then there's maybe they type that homework. When they type that homework, they have to go and print it so they can bring it to the professor. When they bring the paper printed homework, it is now reviewed. The final copy eventually is bound, if it was a dissertation, thesis, or something like that. The final paper is printed out and bound very nicely and kept in a university shelf for no one to ever discover. When your knowledge is on the university shelf in a bookshelf in a university, you can be sure that it is not likely to be discovered. If you put that knowledge on an information superhighway, let's say you get a repository on the internet where you reposit all dissertations and theses and all that stuff, that knowledge begins to move around the world at the speed of light. So why aren't Africans doing that 25 years after the internet came around? Who knows? We have to ask that question. Maybe we are waiting for permission. Who gives permission for students to post theses and dissertations in an online repository instead of having it submitted to the university shelf? Questions like that. And you can see that is where we believe that there's an authority that we are waiting for to give us permission to publish our work in the internet where the where the information will be discoverable by people from around the world. Well, that is a fallacy. It's called of course, fallacy of logical thinking. It's a fallacy that goes against the idea that God has given the power from the beginning to take dominion. Now, the dominion of the internet, as far as knowledge in Africa is concerned, is blank. It's empty. Africans have not been putting their work on the internet, so their work, everybody in the world believes that other people in the world believe there's no knowledge in Africa. Just because of that. That is a simple thing we are not able to take. There is no knowledge in Africa because Africans are not publishing their work on the internet. That is who gives permission for African students to publish their thesis, dissertations, and other publications like monographs. Who gives permission? Who are we waiting for that to happen? When we wake up in the morning one day and we discover we don't need permission, then we shall be in good shape. Now, with Ubricoin, we made Ubricoin. Maybe you have heard about it before. If you haven't heard about Ubricoin, Ubricoin is a cryptocurrency we created for universal health access. We made Ubricoin around December. So we ask ourselves, people ask me, who gave you permission to create Ubricoin? Ubricoin is a cryptocurrency, meaning that it is money. It's going to operate in Africa as money, and in the world is a global level type of money. When Ubricoin was made, we decided to create it. It's because of the problems we have in Africa. Well, we know, as I told you earlier, that research has shown that we as Africans, we are responsible for 93% of the global burden of disease. That means bacteria, viruses, parasites, protozoa, whatever. They thrive here as if this is their continent of home. And of course, when they affect people, people get all kinds of diseases, meningitis, tuberculosis, a lot of issues. And how do we deal with that? By maybe prayers until our people are dead. Let me tell you, viruses, bacteria, parasites, they don't respect poor people. If a bacteria attacks you and you don't have money, you're going to die. Yes? If bacteria attacks you and you don't really care about technology, you are going to die. Technology is what helps us to take dominion. Technology is what helps us to take dominion. We can never take any dominion without technology. We need to understand that. And technology is the product of knowledge. Now, if our knowledge from university does not help us to build technology. Just because that knowledge is stashed in university shelves, then we cannot take any dominion. Whoever took dominion without technology? Nobody. Long time ago, people used to have to go to war to fight with guns and maybe spears. Now, these are technologies people create so that they can take dominion given to them by God. Now, we don't have to kill anyone to take dominion. This is not the days of killing people so that you can dominate over them. This is the age which is called the information age. Information, information technology, and this is what we have fought so much against. We have resisted because we are still waiting for someone to give us permission to get online. Unbelievable. I went to the universities in Kenya. We have so many of them. We have about 66 universities. Every university requires students to submit hard copy of a dissertation, the hard copy of a thesis, the hard copy of manuscripts. It is a time when we type the documents on a computer, and then after that, the computer story disappears. What happens? We print out the manuscripts and then hand them over to the university in printed format. That used to happen in 1919. We are 2019, folks. 2019. Nobody prints anything. Why? Because everything should be on the information superhighway and moving at the speed of light. As soon as you put that when you put a printed document on a university shelf, how does it move? It never moves. Zero movement. How many kilometers can a dissertation do when it's put on a table? 0 kilometers. How many kilometers will it be doing when you put it on the internet? Uh-huh. How many? 300,000 kilometers per second? Speed of light. That is our disease. The disease of waiting for permission. We're waiting for people to tell us what to do. I have good news for you. There are no people. There's no one who has permission for you. There is no one who was born with permission in his pocket to come in, or maybe with a drawer somewhere. Now I think the permissions we really think about is maybe it's the university chairman, the university vice chancellor, the university this. It is none of those. Permission is inside you, and it's up to you to help the people in your location, wherever you are. You help the black people understand that there's no one who gives permission on this planet. Permission, you have it. So when people ask me, why, who give you permission to build Ubricoin? I say it's in Genesis. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. That is why I got permission. We were created with the image of God. And when we talk about creation, God created us and He's expecting us to create things. Those things that we create are called technologies. And so God is expecting us to create technologies without expecting anyone to give us permission to create those technologies. So there is no one on this planet who gives permission to people because permission does not. Permission was already given to you. Now you have permission. Let me tell you something that happened. Of course, in the 1980s and early 1990s, maybe we needed permission from our governments. When you were born, government gave you birth certificate, so government owned you those days, and the government owned all the telecommunication, so that you needed permission to make a call, or even permission to make a video like this, because only the government had the technology. We in Kenya, where I am from right now, we had telecommunication. The Ministry of Telecommunication and Postal Services was owned by the government. So if you wanted to make a phone call to South Africa, if I wanted to call Caroline, I had to go to the exchange, yeah, the government exchange, and line up there for several hours, pay some money to be allowed to speak to Caroline in South Africa. That was until 1994. So what happened in 1994? Of course, internet had come about 10 years earlier, 1980, and of course, internet was still traveling through government wires and whatever in Kenya Post and Telecommunications. But 1994, gentleman in New York City, very nice fellow, gave us a new technology known as Voice over the Internet Protocol, VoIP. That Voice over the Internet Protocol allowed us to communicate. So long as you have access to internet. If you have Wi-Fi, you can speak to anyone in the world. You don't have to go to the government building or government telecommunications headquarters and pay money. You just dial your WhatsApp. So WhatsApp came over the years now, about since 1994, 20 years or so. It has become so prolific that now we speak together with everybody. They have even added video, video conferencing on the voice over the internet, so that now we can talk to each other all over the world. That innovation in communication give us the freedom of talking to one another, and that freedom has come over the 90s, then 2000s until 2008. A new layer was added on the internet, which is known as blockchain. The blockchain is money over the internet protocol. Money over the internet protocol. You can imagine when in 1994 people started speaking to one another without paying any more money to someone else, to a third party. Now we can create money, issue money without asking anyone for permission, because the permission is on the protocol itself. Money is on the money over the internet protocol. So what I want to bring to your attention is that now we have freedom of money. And that is what we used to build Ubicoin. We did not need to ask for permission to create money. The money comes with internet, the protocol itself. So this is science money. It is not money created by centralized organizations. So centralized organizations, they need permission from out there. Even our own central bank. Our own central bank cannot just create money just by its own feeling. We cannot create our own money, even in Kenya here, because we have the International Monetary Fund. This is exactly how telecommunications was 20 years ago. We had International Telecommunication Commission, which routed all the calls. If I wanted to call Uganda from here, my call would have had to go to United Kingdom, to London, and then rerouted back to Uganda. And then we have to pay money. That was before 1994. Today, if you take WhatsApp, your phone, and call someone on WhatsApp in Uganda, that call is not routed by telecommunications who to be brought back to Kampala. No, that call goes directly to your friend in that place. It is direct, peer to peer. Similarly, we have come to a point where people elsewhere in the world, but not in Africa, have created technology and they have added that technology layer on the internet, and that technology is known as blockchain technology. On blockchain technology, we have the freedom. Just like we have the freedom from the voice over the internet protocol, we have the freedom from money over the internet protocol. So if anyone is asking who gave you authority to call people in Uganda on WhatsApp, what are you going to say? Who gave you authority to call someone in Uganda? Who gave you authority to call someone in Brazil on WhatsApp? Same thing, the question. Who gave you the authority to create money on the blockchain? The blockchain is a technology. It has the authority inside the technology itself. Just like you have the authority inside WhatsApp. Now, who gave me the authority to talk to you on YouTube? Is it a telecommunication commission? Did I get a license to speak? No, because I was born with a license to speak to other people. And then some people came and put up technology to help us talk to each other. So this is the first point. I want us to understand that you have the power. Don't wait for anyone to give you permission. Just do what you need to do, and you will go very far. You're not going to be killed by a bacteria. Do you know a bacteria is worse than the government? If you get meningitis, it's gonna kill you if you don't have money, right? But even a government person will get meningitis and die. So these are not things we need to joke about. It's very serious. We have the freedom. Poverty or lack of money is the greatest cause of disability and death, and everyone is exposed to it. So us as people in Africa, we are carrying 93% of the burden of disease. We have to take action. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. There is no one to wait for. A lot of people wonder, why is Africa not developing? Even people here in Africa themselves, we don't not understand what is the. I have been thinking a lot about it. And I found that this thing of people not doing things is they're waiting for someone to give them authority to do something. We're waiting for permission. We have misunderstood completely what God intends us to do. God wants us to do things, not to wait for permission from anyone else. All right, let's go to slide number what? So when we discovered we don't have we don't have to wait. We say let's take dominion with Ubricoin and created Ubricoin all of 2018 because have been wondering how do we solve these health problems in Africa. There are so many. Then in 2018, found out there is freedom of money that comes in a money over the internet protocol. And then, of course, I don't want to go deep into all that stuff, how we created the money. It was ready December 20th, 2018, and we called it Ubricoin. So we give it a name that God allowed us to have. Ubricoin is Ubrica coin or Ubrica money. You know, in John chapter 1 says, in the beginning there was a word. The word is with God. Where was Ubricoin before? Word Ubricoin, it wasn't there. So when God asks you to take dominion, he also asks you to go and look for the word that you're going to use for taking dominion. The word is Ubricoin. Ubricoin is authentic, native, African cryptocurrency. And we crafted it over the year 2018 until it was ready by the end of 2018 December. And then we had a massive giveaway. We decided, okay, our people, in order for us to educate them, let us set aside 2 billion. We have set, about 20 billion Ubricoin for doing all the work we need to do here to develop the nation, to develop the health aspect. But what we found out is that people cannot be healthy if they don't have money. So we have to build a system for something called universal basic income. So Ubricoin is a cryptocurrency for universal health access, but there's no universal health access without universal basic income. So after the giveaway, we stopped in March 31st. We gave Ubricoin to a lot of people here in Kenya and elsewhere. Most likely you receive your Ubricoin, and that's good because we give some people who accepted to take it from Let's Make Africa Greater, because this is how we're going to make Africa greater. Then Ubricoin, we sent listed for exchanges. We are listed in so many exchanges, and now we are going to slide number what? Number let's say slide number 8. Here, Ubricoin is on PhoenixBox. PhoenixBox also did a major airdrop for us. Then reporting companies like CoinCodex, that is on slide. Let's see, CoinCodex is going to be on slide number 10. Reporting companies listed us on their reporting websites. CoinCodex, we have also more exchange like Instant BTEX, and we kept going. Then CoinGecko list us, and then finally on slide number 14, is it 14? No, yeah, slide number 13. We were listed on CoinMarketCap, and there was celebration. Ubricoin becomes the first Kenyan coin to get listed on CoinMarketCap. I hope we are together on that slide. Ubricoin becomes the first Kenyan coin to be listed on CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is a big deal. And of course, because we were listed on Coin, everyone worked so hard. I have to thank everybody here in Ubrica, the team, people put their hands together, and we worked it. There's no one else in Africa who ever reached CoinMarketCap because maybe they're waiting for permission. I don't know. That is the problem. We're waiting. CoinMarketCap will list us if we apply. It's like Jesus said, knock and the door shall be opened. Okay? Now, if you don't knock because you're afraid, can I have permission to knock? There's no permission. Just do it. All right? Just do it. That's what we have to say. So we are on CoinMarketCap today, and we can make mistake and get delisted. So we have to make sure we don't make those mistakes. We stay good and faithful to CoinMarketCap, and things are going to work out. There is no permission. Let me tell you, let's not sit on the sidelines of knowledge waiting for permission from someone else. There is no permission from anyone. So I'm talking now going to slide number 14, which talks about utility function. Well, this utility function is just to underline that money has got three functions. Money, so we create money, and you say, how are we going to use this Ubicoin? Sorry, I'm online. Someone is calling me over there, and I'll go. Okay, I'll be coming. So, coin mark. What was I saying? Utility function. Money has got three functions. The first function of money is to buy things with it. Say, like I have water here. I need to buy water. Then I pay someone with my money. Okay, that function is classified as acknowledgement money because I'm acknowledging Mr. Myers has done what? Has given me this water. In terms of time, this water was not created right now. This water was created in the past. So the value that I'm paying for right now is in the past. So we call that past value of money, past value of money. And whenever you buy something that has been made in the past, then you say, I am acknowledging the value created in the past, and that's acknowledgement money. That is one. So acknowledgement money is what we call utility function of money because you're using it to pay for things that were created in the past. So supposing you use electricity, then electricity company comes around, it makes you pay, you're paying for value created in the past. See, that is just how it is. Now, that is past money, and it's very, very important. That money, value created in the past, is what creates stability of money in a nation. Supposing now we take the money to the market. I just told you that we own several exchanges, and we are buying every coin from one exchange to another, buying from one exchange to another. That is, we are looking at the value of Ubicoin itself as a commodity. That commodity money is present because the price of the commodity changes moment by moment by moment. And if you go to exchanges, you see Ubicoin price fluctuating up and down, up and down. That is commodity money and is present money. Number three is value that we can create in the future. How do you create value in the future? By giving somebody a loan. So when it's a debt, the debt is future money because when you create a debt, that's mainly how the economy works today. Remember when I was here before, I talked about debt and how we create money in Africa and in the present fiat currency money, which is a legal tender. Now, the fiat is mainly created by giving loans to people, and so fiat is mainly future money. There is no money at the present, it's just created. So as we go along, then we're talking about utility function of UBN, which you have to participate. And let us get out of this learned helplessness we have in Africa. We learn as if somebody else is there to come and lift us up. And we got used to it because we got so much foreign aid. We got decisions made outside by the UN, Washington, D.C., in Europe, in the European Union. And so we lost direction, what God wants us to do. Then we became helpless. The people are starving when there's so many resources among us. And so that learned helplessness stops. It's ungodly. Go read from the creation, the Genesis, that God wants us to be creators of things. Like then we have created Ubicoin. In Africa, we even have a big shot leaders like PLO Lumumba saying that people with knowledge do not have power. People in power do not have knowledge. That is the most disempowering statement I have had. But maybe PLO Lumumba is looking at the political enterprise in African nations. It looks like the people with power have no knowledge. Nobody has knowledge in the entire thing. The only thing happening is that people in power are connected to those foreign masters, and of course now they can sell our nations out for cheap. But the real issue is happening, and how we resolve this problem is to enable universities to let knowledge come out, and of course how does university get knowledge come out? Get on the information superhighway. You don't need permission. Put everything on the information superhighway. It's now information age. And so I'm going quicker because It's getting dark over here, and soon you might not be able to see me. Okay, I'm outside. So, slide number 16 says, stop waiting, take action, take dominion. That is what we are required to do. Take dominion. As it says in Genesis 1:26, then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they they may rule over the fish. We are not ruling anything. That's why we are starving to death. We're being killed by bacteria and parasites and the like, so that we may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals. Are we doing that? Even our wild animals. Now, here, where I am right now, there's so many wild animals right here. We have buffaloes, we have elephants, we have hyenas, we have lions. We don't rule over any of them. In fact, there's an elephant orphanage right here, about a kilometer from where I'm sitting right now. It's not owned by any African. It's run by white people. Why? We don't have dominion. So, so in Ubricoin, we had said whose authority. Let's talk about dominion. Of course, I've repeated these slides here. That's one we had seen in the beginning, to see what is dominion. What is dominion? I want you to fully understand and how we are taking dominion over this. And so, what is dominion? Or dominion is understanding that you can do what God knows you can do. You can do anything, is because you are built in the image of God. Do not wait. Dominion is having the power that God said you can have. Dominion is being what God said you can be. Dominion is being that regardless of what things look like, what they seem like, what they sound like. You have the power. Do not be fooled by the system. You have the power. Today, technology has come and it's got the layer of money on the internet. Take dominion over that. Create money that you help people. People never let anyone ask you again by whose authority. The authority is written in the Bible, right? You have the authority. And so I want to discuss right now how we are working with Ubricoin to take dominion over these diseases that are killing us. And we have, in order for it to work, we have said the basic unit of Ubricoin is a chapter in a village. Now, if you want to know how a chapter works, you get people in your community, you tell them, let us do something that is going to get us out of this poverty. So you have how many? Small group of people. 1 second, she's calling. Hello. Yeah, I'm on video, Neguka. Yeah. So, sorry about that one. I had to take it. So, if you put together your friends, colleagues in your community, about 13 people, and you can have as many as 1,000 people or even more in the community, then we are talking about a basic unit of Ubricoin, which is going to be using Ubricoin. If you look at the image on chapter 20, it says chapter is a cell. Now we look at cell in biological cell and see how it works. In that image, you see there's a green square round there, and then of course inside it there is a white with 3 buildings. Now the green matter is what is a chapter. It contains people, and we call the people who are in the chapter the cytoplasm of members. And inside that cell, you have 3 objects that are showing. One is a building on top with a cross. That's a health center, and a building, an oblong building, which is we call PVAW, or now we're calling it PVSC, Produce Value Addition Workshop, or Produce Value Addition Center. And then at the bottom, we have a shop, a retail store. Now, this document illustrates to you what's a chapter. On the left side, you have USTP, that's University Science and Technology Park, which has an arrow pointing to Produce Value Addition Center. And at the very bottom, we have Soko Janja. Now, from here, if you go to the next slide, which is slide number 22, you will see This that do- that image is a little more detailed because on the left side you have universities, and from the university you have a big pipe flowing into our produce value addition workshop, and then the next to it is a retail store flowing out into Soko Janja, and then you have a health center. Oh, goodness, it's getting cold. From here, let me explain to you what that building, what that diagram means. And this diagram it represents information theory of capitalism, and we're going to say information theory of knowledge. Information theory of knowledge. This is a new theory we have discovered now that we're in the information age, and why we don't have knowledge is so people with knowledge don't have money, and people with money seems to have no knowledge, right? Now, let's say knowledge is kept in our universities. They have university science and technology parks, like several universities here in Kenya, who have technological knowledge about how to solve problems in the villages, in the communities. But that knowledge does not get out because that knowledge is not getting out of the universities because of what? It is written in paper format in the bookshelves, all right, and it's stocked there. So we're going to use Ubricoin. We have set aside 3.02 billion Ubricoins to channel that knowledge out. In order for knowledge to go out, it needs a channel. So what we are lacking in the university is a channel of knowledge. Even if the knowledge was to be channeled out, it needs to land somewhere. Knowledge is not going to float in the air. It's like an aeroplane. You have to build an airport for an aeroplane to land. So let's build a channel of knowledge, and then we build an airport, a landing port for that knowledge. And landing port for knowledge in a community is a produce value addition center. The knowledge from the universities will come to the center, the produce value addition center. Supposing now we have bananas, and we grow bananas in the village, and then we encourage people in the universities using Ubricoin. They bring that knowledge out, and they come to banana value addition centers, and we create values, new types of bananas, new products, not new types, not new banana products. For example, we make banana puree. We can make all kinds of things with banana. Then those products are canned, or they are either and they are packaged and they put on packages, and those packages can be shipped out into the retail store. That's why you have a retail store next. It's just one build. So we package the banana in this room, and then we take them to the retail store next door. It is only after the bananas have been sold by people who come by they are bought by people coming by the retail store, and they buy those bananas, that now that knowledge from university becomes money. Knowledge itself is not money until it becomes information for adding value to the local produce. Knowledge is not information, and it will never become money if knowledge doesn't turn into information for new users, and then that information is used to create value, and then that value is packaged in products. It cannot be sold, and if it's not sold in form of new products in a retail store, that universal knowledge is useless. You understand? That knowledge has to come out of the university, go to a produce value addition center, and when knowledge is used to add value to bananas, to carrots, to whatever you have in the village, to macadamia nuts, and then they're packaged in this. You can see this water. People in the university know how to make this water nice so that it doesn't have bacteria. It's nicely treated. Now and then once they bring that knowledge to the village. People in the village can can the water very nicely, put them in nice bottles like this, and then they put a price. So you know the price of knowledge from the bottle of water, which is on a retail store. You cannot have a price of knowledge that is still in the university. So if the price is here, then what happens? Look at that slide. That it's a retail store, and then it has a price. People will come and buy it because not everybody will come to that village to buy the water. We create an online store known as sokojanja.com. We take pictures of this product, and then This is a product of knowledge from the university. So in fact, it is not a product. It's not a product of water. This is not water. It's a product of knowledge. So it's a package of information about water that is in here. So this package of information, that information was knowledge at the university, developed by a dissertation project. And now you can imagine all these products we have that have been packaged, they're coming from knowledge from universities, and then they appear on shelves everywhere in the world. Even a clothing like this, it did not make itself. Someone has to know what is this material going to use, all that stuff. Then it's packaged nicely. As soon as the packaging is finished, a price is put. Then we know that knowledge, the price of that knowledge. And then when somebody buys that product, money kicks back in the whole system and comes back to the university. Then the university has money. People in the village have money. And of course, they can afford health, which is why we put a health center right there in the chapter. So you can see the chapter is the basic unit of the UbiCoin itself, because all these transactions are facilitated by the UbiCoin. And we're saying that UbiCoin is the channel, a clear channel of information to bring knowledge out of the university to the village, produce value addition workshops, and then value is added, and that value becomes real value of money that is put on a retail system, and then they are pictured so that that value can be displayed on the information superhighway. Besides now putting dissertations online, besides bringing dissertations and thesis knowledge online, now we bring the actual value addition knowledge online on Sokojanja, and that is distributed in the world, on the World Wide Web information superhighway, so that knowledge from the university tends to goes on speed of light. That is what we're missing in Africa. It is not that people with knowledge don't have money. People with knowledge do not have a channel out of the knowledge, and that is what UbiCoin is doing. It's a clear channel. Now, if you look at Shannon's 1948 information, mathematics theory of communication, you will understand what I mean. We don't have a lot of time to go into those details, but ladies and gentlemen, what is missing today? Number one is a channel of information out of the knowledge bastions to the community in the village, so they can add value using that knowledge. When knowledge sits in a university, it's of no value, zero value, until a knowledge becomes information, and that information is displayed on a product that is manufactured in a produce value addition center, and then a price is stuck there. That knowledge has no value. It is not permission we are waiting from anyone. That is, no one is going to give us permission. What UBN has done is giving us that power to add, to open that channel, so we can tell people in our universities, oh, there's UBN, and there's a lot of it we have for university knowledge to come out. All right, now, so let's go to the next slide so that we can finish this discussion. And it's getting dark here. So I'm just saying take Dominion. The next slide is just says Dominion is the simplest form. In the simplest form is power. You have the power. You have the power. Even we are not able to add value to everywhere in Africa. You find things manufactured elsewhere, and we have people of knowledge, and people who graduate with that knowledge cannot find jobs because we have not understood that knowledge is information. We have treated in the past knowledge as a commodity, and we have relied on the commodity theory of knowledge. And knowledge, when in university you go, you just study, get your degree and get out. Now we bring the new theory of power, which is called information theory of knowledge. And we're saying this because we are missing the whole information revolution, information technology since 1984, 2004, 2008, 2004 with VoIP, Voice over the Internet Protocol. 2000, that was 1994, Voice over the Internet Protocol. 2008, we get money over the Internet Protocol. We are still lost. Now, this is the information age, and the theory that's guiding us in the market is the information theory of knowledge. And UbiCoin is an information technology built on internet layer, which you know is information tech, and we are bringing information theory of knowledge to help channel out the information from the the higher density of knowledge concentration, which is the university, to bring it down to the communities on produce value addition centers, which is, and of course, produce value addition center in a retail store, and that is the nucleus of development, the nucleus of human development. And the nucleus of human development is housed in a chapter, which is a cell. The cell is the basic unit of human development, a chapter which contains members, and those members create together a produce value addition workshop or produce value addition center, and they have next to it a retail store. Very, very easy to do. Now, I can tell you now, in terms of update, we're working with several universities here in Kenya, and university people, they are very, very nice, but they are dumbfounded. They don't know what to do, like what to do with the knowledge we have. What I can tell you, or if you're in the university, we have a solution, is to know we don't have to wait for anyone to give us permission to take the knowledge out of the university, particularly knowledge in agriculture, and this our universities of agriculture and technology. I think they are going to help us revolutionize this place in entire Africa, because our biggest problem comes from lack of food. But it's not lack of food; is that the knowledge in these universities is not traveling out, and people go to those universities, study for years. We graduate, there are no jobs. It's painful. You can see the pain in my face. It's painful because you have 80% unemployment of university graduates in our country. I don't know how it is in your country. We are not, and it's only by creating those produce value addition centers in communities that we can bring jobs back. There'll be jobs for engineers, jobs for everyone, food scientists, chemical engineers, jobs for doctors, because there'll be a clinic next to the retail store. Where do we keep a clinic next to the retail store? To make sure that no one has to travel 5 miles to go to the clinic. People go to the clinic where they work. So it is one small mall that has got a retail store, a produce value addition center, and what else does it have? It has a clinic. Yes. What I can see the chart rolling, there's a lot of questions. Let me start from the top. I'm going to go very quickly because then we can stop in a few minutes. But before I do the chart, I want to say get Ubicoin. Now, Ubicoin is listed on very many exchanges, and the list that you see here on 24, it shows where Ubicoin is listed. We are on both centralized and decentralized exchanges. If you start from the top, we have LedgerDex, and StabitX. Those are decentralized exchanges, so there's no fee. And of course, maybe one day we're going to make a plan tutorial for teaching you how to trade on decentralized exchanges. Then from there, we have centralized exchanges like Fidelio, Finexbox, Instant BTX, BTX Live, BoltX, BTX, CC Exchange, Bamboo Relay, Etherflyer, Cashbase Exchange, CoinMex, and Vindax. These are many exchanges, and so we put Ubicoin on so many exchanges so that you can access any of the exchange. Of course, it gives value when you have Ubicoin listed on one exchange and it is doing well, and another exchange is not doing so well. You can buy Ubicoin from one exchange where it has a higher price, and then you go to an exchange with a lower price. Oh no, you can buy from lower price exchange, go to higher price, and that is what we call market what? Different. When you have difference in market price, then you make a lot of money. That's for people who just want to make money. But as you can see, Ubicoin has great utility, and that type of cellular structure that I've described for you can be put anywhere in the world. That means that if we're very, very much interested in doing this, you can have Ubicoin helping you to channel knowledge out of your university anywhere in the world, and then we can achieve what's called universal basic income for everyone in the world. Universal basic income, because people are bringing their produce into the produce value addition workshop. It gets the produce gets processed, and when the produce gets processed, it becomes money because it's sold in a market, in an online market, not local market. You have to agree to get into the information age. The reason why we seem not to have any money, because we have not acknowledged information tech, and we are not in the information age. We are still in 1919. If you look at African markets, everywhere, it's exactly the way it was in 1919 in Europe and elsewhere. So when is now? When is now? Take dominion, get everything on the information age, and then we use the knowledge economy and the new theories of development like information theory of knowledge. Thank you so much. I'm looking at now Mahesh Kahun in the very beginning asked why not increase. It's it, UBN is going to increase in rate by our working together. We don't want to push it manually because I know some people go to online and pump, and then things once you stop pumping, it just drops down. But what we need to do is get everybody working. Let's stop waiting. This is what is killing us, waiting for permission. Waiting for permission. I can pump UBN by myself. I can go and get lots of dollars, buy a lot of UBN. But what have I done? What we need the UBN is working in universities and as the channel, clear channel of information down to the village. If this is different from Bitcoin, Bitcoin was made just for speculation. We're making Ubicoin to build universal basic income for everyone, and that's where the value is going to come from. It's acknowledgement money. Remember, we said three values: past value, acknowledgement money; present value, commodity money for trading and speculation; future money for debt. We don't want to have debt anymore. Okay, Caroline asks, greetings, family. Hi, Caroline. Caroline asks, are there plans to back up Ubicoin with African minerals? Yes, that's you see, if you have a produce value, that PVSC, you can have the minerals acting as as the produce or product. Good question. And then you have Sherry View, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Hi, Sherry. Let me make Africa great. Let's make Africa greater. Yes, Caroline. Hi, Sherry. Happy Sabash. Is your network good, Dr. Masharia? I don't know. Streaming is being interrupted. I'm sorry. I wonder why that is. But network is good here. I can see it. Maybe when it gets out. Live from Eureka Corporation USA. So that's Eureka. Is it just me or is it everybody experiencing an interrupted live stream? Oh, I didn't realize that. Stream has improved now. Thanks. Wow. Coin Market Cap. Wow, wow. Yeah, thanks, Caroline. Yeah, we got from Coin Market Cap. People are happy. Nan Magaji is saying you become a preacher. It was there in the beginning. Did you know that in the beginning we were given dominion and we refused to take it? That's really annoying. We need to get to take dominion. Diaspora is watching. Thank you so much. David Karaoke is here. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Really appreciate it. If you have questions, then let's follow up. But that is where we are with Ubicoin, I believe. Thank you. And we're gonna have to stop the stream and